Yeah.
That was crazy.
Homeboy was going in.
He was there. You know what? I didn't have a Snickers bar. My blood sugar was too high.
Yeah. As a resident diabetic, man, I don't know how you getting that off.
What?
My blood sugar ain't never dropped, and I got racist.
I know that's right.
You ain't you when you're hungry.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Shame on him for that.
That was nuts. Another one of them years, you don't know who's where.
Good evening, Miss Ham. How you doing?
Oh yeah, I was looking it up earlier about an hour ago just to see who got signed during the day, and I'm like, oh wait, he got signed? Wait, what team?
Yeah, exactly. That was me all day. Oh, there go another crazy one. I'm gonna bring that one up later.
I know.
Yeah, y'all have to bring him up because I don't know who all got signed today.
I know the Bengals got signed a few guys today.
Nobody gives a shit.
The
It ain't gonna matter.
The Patriots
it ain't gonna matter one iota. Tom, what's up, Tom? Tom in the building. Tom, get ready for Straight from the Hip night at your movie theater. It's coming soon. We're gonna bring out everybody. Irv even gonna come down from Washington, D.C. All right, folks, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Play the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey y'all, let's get it poppin'.
Welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the Crown Room in Black Mania. Man, I love coming up here every Monday night. The Black Manians love when I come up. Black Man was gonna do the show, but he heard Travis was gonna be on here, and the Travis hadn't cut his beard in a while. So Black Man said he refused to do the show with Travis looking like I don't know what Travis looking like. Like one of them people that stormed the Capitol. Black Man said he wasn't having it. So
I look good. So I guess that means Black Man's never coming in since I've never shaved. So we'll never see.
Oh no, Black said he probably gonna be here next week.
Oh.
So y'all just y'all pray for Travis that he has a safe week and that he's able to make it on here next week. Cause Black Man said he will be on here next week.
Okay.
So I don't know where Travis will be. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We have with us Big Irv 716 from Washington, D.C. Big Irv, how you feeling tonight?
Doing all right, man.
Big Irv, I need you tonight because I need you to bring a little sanity back to the NFL. It's crazy, a crazy day.
But I'm looking at some craziness right now. I got the screen on in front of me.
Dude, I can't wait to hear the rest of it. And of course, with us, we have Mr. Travis. Travis, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Having a pretty good day. Had a good weekend. I got a new car this week, so that's pretty cool. So,
what kind of new car did you get?
I got a Toyota RAV4.
Toyota RAV4.
Yep.
Grown ass man. Toyota RAV4.
Hey,
that's a grown man right there telling me he bought a RAV4.
It's a good car. It's good enough for the kid on the way. So
I know, but it ain't the kind of car you talk about as a grown man on a grown man show. So you just leave it out. All you have to do is just be quiet. Don't say nothing.
Oh, and by the way,
don't say nothing. Now, if you had bought like a Mustang, hey, yeah, man, I got a doggone 4-barrel carbureted Mustang. I mean, that's how you come on and announce you bought a new car. You bought a RAV4.
I like it.
4-cylinder. Slows down every time you try to go uphill in it. Come on now. Come on, Travis.
Not true. And it's garnet, so it matches South Carolina. So there you go.
Miss Hood Jason is here. He just ain't here. guys, and that's a good point that Ms. Hood just brought up there. She said, what'd y'all do with Jason? Jason is here. He's just in the background getting all the toys together. So when we talk about stuff here in a few minutes, he'll be able to put up videos and do all that good stuff. And before the show ends, he'll join us. But right now, Jason kind of behind the scenes doing that thing that Jason does that can't nobody else do. So that's what Jason is right now. Understand this, and I need this to be clear. We can't do this without Jason. So if we're here, Jason is here somewhere. And I promise you, he's here right now. So y'all know that Jason's here. Hey, Miss Peavy. Miss Peavy done jumped in here. What do you say, Miss Peavy? Didn't know. Oh, yeah. Well, Miss Peavy, not only did I have a baby on the way, I am officially a grandfather. 2 weeks ago, it happened that my son had a child. So I am now a grandfather. Her name is Emmeline Amani Mitchell. She weighed about 5 pounds, 8 ounces, I think it was. So thank you, Miss Peavy, for saying that. I appreciate it. Mama and baby are healthy. My son was there. He was in the room and cut the umbilical cord and did all the things that a dad should do. And he's still doing all the things that dad should do. So I'm very proud of him. He won't leave the baby side hardly. And reminds me a lot of me when I was his age and had my first one. I didn't want to leave mine either. So thank you, Mr. Butler. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
And I don't feel any older or any less Black manian for having a grandchild. I learned up here, thank you, Ms. Ham. I learned up here on Black Mania that you really don't hit your prime until you get your first grandchild. So I'm just telling you, if anybody ready to jump on me right now, it ain't the right time. It ain't the right time right now to try to jump on me right now. Just let you know that.
Real quick, Miss Peavy, I did see that. Thank you. I don't know if he did. But thank you. Yeah, we announced it last month, and we are due.
I forgot she was talking about. She forgot about your baby. She didn't know about my baby. Oh my God, I thought she was talking about my baby. I forgot Travis got one on the way. That we hoping and praying it's gonna be a little girl. I forgot about that. Cause we don't want to be a little boy out there trying to play basketball and stuff. And I had to put my little boy out there playing basketball with him. And then me and Travis won't be able to be friends no more. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started.
I don't know if my son would play basketball, Coach, but he'll play soccer.
I don't know. I hope not. He probably go out there and learn how to shoot a shotgun when he's 5 years old. I know. Isn't that where y'all started, about 5 years old? Out there shooting guns and stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Big news of the week is my prayers were finally answered. Drew Brees decided to step down and retire. I've been asking for at least the last 3 years, probably 5 years. I've been asking for it. I think it's long overdue. I hope he stays with it and doesn't pull a Brett Favre and, because there's going to be a lot of people out there, I guarantee you, pressuring him to try to come back and all this other stuff. In his wake, they signed Taysom Hill to a big contract. They got rid of Jameis Winston.
No, they signed.
He's now a free agent.
They signed Jameis Winston.
Oh, they did sign him?
Yeah, they signed him.
Okay, so they cut him and then re-signed him. Because I heard they let him go, and then they must have re-signed him.
I think he only had like a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
He only had a 1-year deal, so okay, I got you. He became a free agent for a day, and then they must have signed him back.
That sounds right.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm glad y'all paying attention to it. I look at the little bottom line on ESPN, and that's all I have time for. So I know Irv. I see Irv looking at the screen right now. Irv
too much going on right now.
Irv gonna give us all the news.
It's too much.
So anyway, let's talk about Drew Brees first. Irv, what do you think about Brees finally hanging up his cleats?
Well, I know he can throw another 5,000 if he wanted to, but yeah, with that injury that he had last year, showed that it was long overdue. He should have been gone. Good career, definitely not top 1 or 2 in this particular area that he played, just because too many smart quarterbacks was in the league at the time. But he's definitely first ballot. And thank you for what we've seen. I appreciate you, Drew. But it's your time to move on, man.
I hear you, Travis. What you got?
Well, as everyone knows that watches this show, this one hurts. I am a Drew Brees fan. I've been a Drew Brees fan since he was at Purdue University his sophomore year when I started watching him. So I followed his career. He's been my favorite quarterback since the day he got drafted. First pick, second round to the San Diego Chargers. So obviously first ballot Hall of Famer. To me, he ranks right up there, top 10, obviously, possibly top 5 quarterbacks of all time. I'm not sure if he would be top 5 only because of the Super Bowl wins. He only has 1 compared to some of these other guys. And a lot of that isn't on him. It's on, the defense and the team that's around him, but he's definitely a top 10 all-time quarterback. Leads the NFL in passing yards, second in the entire NFL in career touchdowns, also leads in most passes completed, and is 1/10 of a percentage point behind Deshaun Watson, who's still playing for best career completion percentage in NFL history.
Okay.
So he's
Can I
got
ask a
tons
question?
of records, so congratulations.
Can I ask a question, Travis?
Yes.
Why does it hurt so bad?
Because this has been my favorite quarterback since he got
Okay,
drafted.
but I mean, you expect him to play forever? I mean,
no, of course not.
He's not allowed to retire?
No, not at all. I'm glad he's going to retire because he was showing the effects the last few years of him getting older, and his shoulder was having some problems, but it still stinks because he's my favorite player, right? Like when your favorite player is going to retire, whoever that is, you're going to, it's going to suck, but you understand. I totally understand.
I disagree with you, though. I'm telling you. Like Michael Jordan. I never wanted Michael Jordan to go play for the damn Wizards, and I never wanted Emmitt Smith to go play for Arizona. I never wanted Montana to go play for Kansas City. I mean, God dang, sit your ass down. If your career's over, I'm happy for you. I'm happy. Like when even Barry, what's his name? Played for the Lions.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders, thank you. Barry Sanders, when he retired, you know what I said? Good for him. If he wants to retire, let that man retire.
I agree.
I mean, the bottom line is
I'm not arguing the fact that he shouldn't retire. I'm just saying, as a fan, it stinks because then we're not going to be able to see him play ever again. That's what I'm trying to say. Because
But my point is at some point, I think that you just have to be good with him sitting his ass down somewhere. I mean, when Tom Brady retires, whenever that's going to be, I'm going to be glad. I ain't going to be, damn, I wish I could see Brady. Goddamn, you've already seen it for 16 years. How long Drew Brees been in the game?
15, right?
15 or 16.
15 or 16. I mean, you want to be happy about seeing him out there next year, which might cost him 5 less years on his life, and
20.
A knee and a shoulder and all that other kind of stuff. It might be jacked up for your entertainment and your enjoyment. Let that man go and sit down somewhere.
20 years for Drew Brees. He's played 15 with the Saints.
That's right, 20 years. And 20 years ain't enough.
I'm not saying that it wasn't enough. I'm just saying it stinks that my favorite player has retired. That's all I'm saying. Congratulations to him. I'm glad for him because he's earned it. He deserved it. Again, it's a me. I'm sad that I'm not going to be able to watch him again. That's what I'm trying to say.
I hear you. I disagree. And Keisha ain't been on this show in a long time. Don't come on here talking shit and trying to mess things up. Talking about you agree with Travis, trying to get on my nerves already. The bottom line is, guys,
stop hating on our fans.
We cannot sit back here and expect people to play forever. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him too, but I'm also happy that he's sitting his ass down. Thank you. I agree with you, Mr. P. Some of these guys play way too long. Yeah. That's just like right now. Who my running back needs to sit his ass down?
Frank Gore.
Gore's one of them.
Adrian Peterson.
Peterson need to sit down somewhere. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Guys, let these people go somewhere. Y'all are the reason why they're staying out there too long. Oh, please, Adrian, don't go. You still got it. No, you don't. The hell you do. Just like Drew Brees.
Now, Coach.
Drew Brees ain't had it for like 5 years now.
Now, Coach, somebody put $10 million in your face. You going back?
But well, not at the risk of the fact that I can't play basketball with my child in our driveway.
He can still throw the football with his kid right now.
The bottom line is money for these guys has been taken care of a long time ago. That's just like we said. Brady restructures this contract. Brady don't need no money. That's the last thing he needs. Brady is going to be just like Michael Jordan after he gets done. He going to have shoe lines and football lines and all kind of mouthpiece lines. They're going to have all this different stuff with Tom Brady's name on it. Tom Brady ain't going to need a dollar. So money shouldn't, for somebody who's been playing for 20 years, money being a factor? Hell no. Money is no factor for somebody been playing 20 years. Somebody been playing 3, 4, 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody been 20 years, money better not be a factor. So the bottom line is that I don't care how much money it is, you need to start thinking about, man, am I going to be healthy? Am I going to be able to walk my daughter down the aisle? All of those kind of things. I'm not trying to be in a wheelchair when my daughter gets married and I can't walk her down the aisle. I mean, those are the kind of things you need to start thinking about. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to free agency while we're talking on this subject here.
Oh.
What Jay got? What you got there, Jay? Here we go. Jay looking at the top quarterbacks in the NFL. Is that what you're looking at, Jay?
I think that's just the top free agents.
This is the free agent list.
Yeah, that's the full free agent list.
Okay, Jay has the full free agent list. We all know about Dak Prescott. We know about Chris Godwin, signed with the Buccaneers. That was interesting right there. The franchise tag, Allen Robinson by the Bears.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree with that?
As the Bears, I would agree. If I was Allen Robinson, I would hate it.
Amen. I agree with you on that.
100% agree with that statement. If you're the Bears, you do it. If you're Allen Robinson, you hate the franchise tag. Next.
Because he was
Kenny Galladay. Yeah, I tell you what, everybody talks all this stuff about receivers. A lot of these ones are the ones getting the franchise tags these days. I mean, a lot of them.
Yeah.
More than I would have thought.
That Kenny Galladay one is interesting.
Well, they had to get somebody with Stafford, right?
Yeah, he hasn't played a full season in the last couple of years.
Nope.
I know, but you got to go on the promise. What's your receiver, Travis? They ain't played football in about 5 years now. Out of UGA.
Oh.
AJ Green?
AJ Green. When last time AJ Green played?
A full season? It's been a while.
I think he did it on purpose last year.
Trent Williams was a big surprise to me too. That they let him go. I didn't know. I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought they were going to resign him.
Years has been the man on the offensive line.
I thought he was going to get re-signed very quickly.
I did too. I'm surprised that no one's signed him. The only thing I can think of is asking for too much money.
Stop right there, Jason. Now this signing right here, Levante David, being re-signed by the Buccaneers, that is a great indication that the Buccaneers are still going to be somewhere. First of all, they're in one of the worst divisions in football in the NFC South, because everybody sucks in that division. They're going to suck even more now with Brees being gone. So, like I said, that's a good indication for you right there that Tampa Bay was able to get done what they wanted to get done. I also heard that Gronkowski re-signed too for 1 year. So Gronk is coming back, of course, to be with his boy.
1 year, $10 million.
What's that song? Must Be Nice. Hunter Henry, tight end. Where did Hunter Henry wind up?
New England.
New England.
Get out of here.
Yep.
They picking everybody off.
Cam Newton won't be able to find him either.
And Jonnu Smith.
And
They got two tight ends now.
And they picked up a couple receivers.
Yep.
Interesting.
One of them a former.
Where Will Fuller go?
He's still unsigned.
He's unsigned yet. He hasn't signed anymore. Yeah. Hey, the breaking.
Hold on, there's another one. Shaq Barrett. They got Shaq Barrett back. Those are the two guys they want to get back.
I was pissed about that because apparently it came down to the Bengals and the Bucs, but because Tom Brady took that pay cut, the Bucs had enough money to re-sign him.
Yep.
Well, Travis, let's keep it real, Travis. It never really came down between the Bengals and the Bucs. Trust me on that. That's like saying I'm either gonna choose some monkey poo poo or a cookie. So don't act like it came down between those two choices.
Whatever. Hey, we do have a little bit of late breaking news. The Atlanta Falcons just made a trade.
Who they trade?
They traded a late round pick for tight end Lee Smith
from Buffalo.
Ooh, that's earth-shattering. Oh, stop the show. Stop the show.
I was informing all the Falcon fans who didn't know. Thank you.
Jason,
for you, Coach.
Find some video of what's his name, Travis?
Lee Smith.
It's a couple signings that just happened a couple of seconds ago. So Emmanuel Sanders went to Buffalo.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? That's a big sign. That's a big sign right there now.
Janoris Jenkins from the Saints went to the Titans.
That's interesting.
Now, this might be an interesting one for you. Jacoby Brissett went to Miami.
Brissett?
So, I don't think they got confidence in Tua down there.
I guess not. That's crazy.
Tyrod signed with Houston.
Tyrod got with Houston. Mr. Redhead.
That's in case they can't get Deshaun back, which they're not going to get Deshaun back.
Oh, and the Combine King, John Ross, went to the Giants.
No, that's Travis's boy now. Don't talk about John Ross. That's Travis's boy right there.
Why is he my boy? Just because he played for the Bengals?
No, because you did all that talk about how he was so fast and so big and so strong.
I never said he was big.
And he was going to be a big target for your new quarterback. Oh, you talked about John Ross like he was a damn black man or somebody.
Whatever. Corey Davis signed with the Jets. That's not bad for the Jets. That's a solid wide receiver there.
That's a good one for the Jets.
Yeah. Oh, the Patriots also signed Nelson Aguilar.
Patriots going to sign everybody.
Yep.
Y'all want them? Trade them. Come our way.
Belichick is mad at y'all talking about Brady. It was a Brady thing, not a Belichick thing. He got to get back to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, he's not playing no game. Look, most of the insiders are tired of announcing stuff. They're taking a break.
Okay.
It is interesting that more stuff happens on day 2 than day 1, like almost every single year.
Always.
Well, that's because it's just like in chess. Once somebody makes a move, now everybody else has to react to those moves. And, I mean, you got, 31 other teams, they got to react to a move that somebody made. So that's why that is. I mean, obviously that's why you have that happen. Mr. P said Dak is not worth the money he got. He said he's sorry. But Dak ain't worth that money. He is in the Romo category. He can't win the games they need. That's what Mr. Peavy said.
So
then Miss Peavy came back from downstairs and said he is not any worse than Matt Ryan.
Who?
Well,
listen, I'm gonna tell you why we need to get together and have this straight from the hip night at Tom's Theater, because we need to get Mr. and Miss Peavy in the same room talking to each other. Cause I think this the only time they get to talk to each other is on this show. He's upstairs and she's downstairs, and both of them on different computers talking to each other. Cause they going at it right now in the Peavy household. I ain't mad at you, Miss Peavy.
Hey, I will say Matt Ryan just helped out all you Atlanta Falcon fans because he just restructured his contract for
Who did?
Matt Ryan. He just restructured his contract and took a $21 million base salary and spread the rest of it over a 3-year bonus. So now the Atlanta Falcons are now officially under the cap.
That's great. Oh, I'm so excited for Atlanta. That is going to make them so much better.
I'm just
saying. My God. Oh, my God. They're going to give the Bucs a real run. Wow. Thank you for that, Travis.
You're welcome.
Straight from the hip. Y'all hear that? I mean, isn't everybody excited for the A?
Oh, my word.
Keisha said it's the least he could do, Travis. The least.
Former Atlanta Falcon Tack McKinley got signed too.
Lord have mercy. Come on, Travis, what we got next? I'm not trying to sit up here and talk about no damn Atlanta Falcons on this show. Not one more iota.
Okay, well, we can talk about the NCAA March Madness.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Because we got to call out Jason. Jason, you might have to come on here and put your face into place to defend yourself the way I'm finna talk about you. Let me explain to everybody what happened.
Okay.
Travis went on Facebook and created a straight from the hip bracket buster, bracket challenge, whatever you want to call it, for everybody.
On ESPN.
And his instructions were download it, do this, do that. You got all these instructions on what to do. And then Travis hit the enter button. While Travis's finger was still on the enter button, Jason put done.
Yep. I filled out that bracket in 30 seconds, my man. I said, I don't know who none of these people are, but I know one thing. I'm going all chalk, except for Georgetown and Maryland. Everything else was chalk.
I said to Jason on Facebook, what the hell you mean, duh?
Hashtag last place, as he puts on there. Hashtag last place. I got to the point, I got so lost about who I wanted to choose. I told Tiffany, come here real quick. She goes, what? I said, look at these names. Whichever one you can say, that's who I'm picking. So my final bracket ended up with like Michigan and Purdue. It's the final two teams.
Yeah, she knows.
When I tell you, the electrons hadn't even stopped flowing when Travis hit it.
You always got one though. It's always one person that does it.
It was me. I said chalk. I don't know half them teams. I couldn't even tell you who coached, who played, where they located. If they had a state name in the name, I'm out. Dalton, where? I don't know. I was out, bro.
Done. I was shocked. I'm like, Jason didn't put a bracket together. I've known him for umpteen years. He's never done one damn bracket. But
hell yeah,
he had one done in 5
Let
minutes.
me tell you this.
And technically, I still ain't done one because if you look at the bracket I put in, that shit, you might as well just went on and close my eyes and threw darts.
Now, I will say this, Jason, in your defense.
By the way,
if you look at the people who win this thing every year, you're like, how in the hell could they pick that way?
Always.
I mean, who would pick, number 15 Georgetown to upset, number 1 Michigan? Something like that. I mean, it is just something that is just totally like, there's no way they could have done that, unless they did what Jason did. And you're right, Keisha, he might win. He might win by doing it that way. Because I'm just saying, it was funny to me because I was just like, I didn't even have time to go out there and look at the bracket. And Jason come out, duh.
Yep.
Look, I'm a man with a goal and a lot of focus, man. I had to get in and handle it.
There you go. Hey, you turn one in, right? But really, everybody, it is on ESPN. the Tournament Challenge app on their website. It is a public group. All you have to type in is SFTH right there, straight from the hip, and just hit the join button. We're not doing it for any money. It's just a little bragging rights. We thought it'd be a little fun thing to do with everyone. So invite your friends. It's a completely public group with no limit. I think I did set that we just want to have, each individual that does it only turn in one bracket. We don't need, coach to put in 17 brackets, but everyone please just put in one bracket, and it'll be fun to see who comes out on top on this. So
wait a minute.
again,
So now,
ESPN straight from the hip.
See, Ms. Peavy, you say, why do I pick on Travis? I don't know why Travis like I'm gonna put in 17 bracket. I ain't putting in one. Listen, I'm just like, did everybody see Zion Williams when they asked Zion Williams who was gonna win? He said, if Duke is not in it, I am not interested. That's it. I'm the same way. Y'all know I'm a Dookie. You know I'm a Dookie. And if Duke ain't in, I don't have nothing to do. I'm done. If Coach K ain't in it, y'all go ahead. I'm good.
So you're a
I'm
Dookie.
good.
You speak a lot of Dookie.
Now, I will say this. I think it is disappointing if you're any kind of basketball fan, college basketball fan, to not have Kentucky and not have Duke even in the tournament. I think that's a huge letdown if you are a true college basketball fan because of what they meant to this tournament for the last 25, 30 years. I know Duke made 24 in a row, and now they're out this year on 25. But I just think that's a shame, and I hate that, everything happened the way that it did. And I'm going to tell you what I'm really afraid of, because of the environment that we have right now, because they've got 4 or 5 teams sitting and waiting that if one of these teams gets out because of COVID, contact testing or whatever, these 4 or 5 teams will move in and take their place.
I think today was the last day, though. So
Today's last day for that?
That was today.
That was today.
Okay. So like I said, I just knew they had that. I don't know when they were going to stop that. But I would still hate for a team that's on a roll to somehow somebody get it, and then they're going to have to forfeit or something like that. And I will be very surprised if we make it through the tournament without that happening. I mean, I know everybody talks about football. Basketball is a whole lot more in your face than football is. In football, at least you got the helmets and, they can't really get up on each other. In basketball, them jokes out there laying up on each other in everybody's face the whole time. I mean, the whole time. That's what the game's all about, being in somebody's face. So I will be very surprised if everybody makes it through without somebody having to forfeit. Mr. Peavy says it's all a ripoff and it's all being controlled by Las Vegas.
Come on.
That's what Mr. Peavy said. So Mr. Peavy said that the commissioner of the NCAA is sitting over there with a little control thing in his hand, and they got a chip in the rim and they got a chip in the basketball, and so he can just hit the in or out and make the ball either go in or go out and control the whole. Ain't that right, Mr. Peavy? Ain't that about how it works? Ms. Peavy said, "Don't leave the Tar Heels out." What? I thought the Tar Heels didn't make it.
I thought Tar Heels.
No, they made it.
They're in
there.
They're in, Ms. Peavy.
They're a 9 seed. They play Wisconsin in the first round, or maybe they're an 8 seed. And they play Wisconsin. They're either an 8 or a 9 seed.
Yeah, and Mr. Butler said Big Ten looks strong. They're okay. We'll see. We'll see about the Big Ten. They got a habit of choking in a lot of times and stuff like this. So we'll see. I know Alabama's in there representing the SEC, and a lot of people picking Alabama to be in at least the Final Four. This Alabama got all the tools this year. The people who know. Yeah, they're in there, Ms. Peavy. Ms. Peavy said she don't see them on the bracket. Travis, where they at? In what region are they in?
So they're in the South.
I just saw them.
Right here. See Baylor, North Carolina, Wisconsin.
Yeah. If you look at the top part of the bracket, they're up there.
Top part of the bracket. Right
Oh,
there.
Mr. Peavy said players are shaving points.
Whoa.
Well, Mr. Peavy then became a complete, what you call him? Those people out there always wondering about something going on.
Conspiracy theories.
theorist.
Conspiracy, thank you. Conspiracy theory, Mr. Peavy. Wow. Las Vegas and shaving points. All right, well, now that we got Miss Peavy straight, the world is a better place.
Yep.
All right, Travis, what we gonna go to next, Jay? Jay, you want to talk about this jackass basketball announcer?
Yeah, we gotta do that.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, go for it.
Folks, I don't know if you heard, somewhere down in Oklahoma, where nobody on the planet wants to live right now, there was a high school basketball announcer doing a girls' basketball game. Once again, he did not know that his mic was hot. And I'm going to let Jason play it for you so that you can hear what this man had to say.
I didn't hear it all the way.
Be right back here live after the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to order. It's not? They're green and white. Oh, shit. They're kneeling? I hope no one gets their ass kicked. Are you sure? That's Midwest City, man. Kneeling. Isn't it? Huh? Norman. Fuck them. Okay, ladies. Come on, Midwest City. They're gonna kneel like that? Hell
All right, Jay, go ahead and stop.
Davis leading the flight. Come on, Mark.
I know some of you might not have been able to hear. What's going on, Mo Goody? Mo Goody is on the show, y'all. So y'all have to excuse me if I start getting a little ugly. Because anytime he's on the show, it's going to be ugly. Because he's ugly. So anyway, if y'all didn't hear it, the man said, they're kneeling for the national anthem. Then he called them effing N-word. And then he said, I hope they lose and things of that nature because he was upset about them kneeling for the national anthem. So I'm gonna let I'm gonna let you take it first. And then after that, I'm gonna join after Travis. I'll come back around with my comments.
First is just, I don't want to say get over it, but when will we all get over it? Like, apparently, and it's still true, you got to do stuff like this to get people's attention. So it's like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, people are still seeing issues that's going on. When will it click in your head that it might not be an issue that you like, but why not just try to figure out what the problem is and help fix it? But, seeing reactions like this, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I know people in this area, and it's mostly Black in this area where I'm at, and they still think that way. And to be honest, most of them are Black people. So this is not a white-Black issue. It's some people out there that's all colors that still see this as a problem, to take a knee for something that you feel needs to be changed. So, I mean, if these kids are still doing it and we're like, what, 8 years later? Some things still need to be changed. So
I agree.
With this announcer, man, and I'm glad he got fired for it, but he needs to change his mindset, man.
Travis.
I agree. Yeah, I'm glad he got fired. For me, at least, this is the first time I'd heard about it, but this is the first time I saw the video. It was a little grainy. So I was catching about every other word on it, but I could hear that I can't believe these people are kneeling, something, F these players or whatever. So just a stupid idiot that, thinks he knows better and just needs to shut his mouth, and just people need to learn. So, yeah, go ahead, Coach.
Well, first of all, as far as the girls kneeling, I'm going to address that. Because what you guys got to understand, and I see it every day as a coach, I see kids line up at wide receiver in a stance, not that they are taught by their high school coach, but what they see on TV. They're doing exactly what they see pro athletes, especially in girls basketball, because the biggest protest I see on sports are not the men, the women. Those women will go out there wearing, all kind of stuff on their jerseys, on the front and the back, everything. They all kneel, every anthem, whatever, and they do not care. They ran Kelly Loeffler off of the doggone. They didn't want her to be an owner anymore.
Yeah.
For the Atlanta Dream. I mean, the bottom line is those women are so passionate about what they're trying to do, and so the little girls do the same thing. They're emulating what they see those women do because those are their heroes. And so they feel it's appropriate to do that, and they do it. So I'm not faulting those little girls or anybody else who's deciding they want to do that because, like I said, we got role models up there who are doing it. And so they're following the role model. Now, as for this guy, I love it that when this happens because, I mean, obviously he didn't know his mic was hot. Now, this is the same guy who's been going around shaking the hands of black folks and smiling in their faces and got all these friends. And, I understand he's a very well-known guy as far as basketball is concerned. He's like Mr. Basketball. And he makes a whole lot of money off of folks playing basketball. And guess who those folks are who normally play basketball? The very same people he's out there talking about and calling names and everything else. So I hope and pray. I'm gonna go add it on my prayer list tonight that he doesn't get another dollar from anybody that he's out there calling names. That is disgusting to me that he would act like that. And then I hear he wanted to blame it on his blood sugar. He had diabetes and his blood sugar was low. And so that causes him to say things and do things he wouldn't normally do. I mean, here's me. This is me right now. I'm telling you right now. This is the one thing I'm going to do. If I say something I might be wrong, it's two left shoes, as my ex-wife used to say. I might be dead wrong, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, well, you know what? That's the way I believe it. That's the way I feel about it. And if I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. Come tell you right now, that's the way I feel about it. But the bottom line is for you to sit up there and try to blame it on your blood sugar being low. And so that brought, I guess, the racism to you because you're saying that you weren't a racist anyway. So it ain't like it could bring it out of you. You're telling me that the diabetes brought racism into your body and caused you to say that because it's not in you to normally say stuff like that. Well, I'm glad this is a family show because I can't really say on here what I want to say. But I'm so sick of this stuff. It's just absolutely crazy to me. Because growing up, my background, when there were black, white, Asian, Hispanic, all over Moody Air Force Base, and we all found a way to coexist and be together. And very rarely did anybody even mention anything about color or even acknowledge that you were a different color from the person across from you. And to have to deal with this kind of stuff in this day and age, shame on all of us. Shame on everybody. Because this should have been stomped out long time ago. And I'm very hopeful because I see the passion in my children and the way that they are about racism. And I see the passion in other children, even on TV, where, I'm sitting up here watching something the other day, one of these Real Housewives shows or whatever. They were showing a clip from it on TV the other day where the kids were like, we don't want to be around these people because they're using the N-word. And you seeing kids of all races in that generation say, I'm sick of this bull crap because it don't make any sense, and it doesn't. And so whatever the FCC or whoever, or I heard that those girls have Ben Crump now as an attorney. I hope he finds something he can hit that joker with to sue him or do whatever. I hope whatever can befall him befalls him, because I'm so sick of people doing this and pretty much getting away with it and not having anything done about it, because it's absolutely ridiculous, especially when you're talking about some little girls out there going out there trying to play a doggone basketball game. I mean, some children. And I'm a huge advocate for children, and I hate when this kind of stuff goes on around a bunch of doggone kids. I mean, can it get any worse than that? I mean, that's just awful. So anyway, I'm sorry I had to get on my soapbox there, but guys, I mean, when are we gonna fix this? When are we gonna stop this from happening? It's terrible. Anyway, let's move on. I gave that joker too much airtime as it is anyway. What we got next, Travis?
What do we have? Let me see. NCAA college coaching carousel.
Guys, I called Jason. I was watching ESPN. All I do is read the bottom line. I don't even watch the show that's on. I'm just trying to find out what's going on in the world of sports. So I'm sitting there watching the bottom line, and they brought up NCAA football. So normally, especially this time of year, it's one or two little blurbs and then it moves on. Dude, no, NCAA basketball. It was basketball.
Okay.
NCAA basketball.
It's probably basketball, yeah.
I know, dude. There are so many coaches who have been fired already, and also coaches who've already been hired. Dude, it stayed on there for like 10 minutes, just announcing all the hirings and the firings of these coaches. And I might need Jason, I might need you to get back in here and join this discussion, because you said some things to me the other day that I know I won't be able to say back. But Jason was telling me why that is. And I want to see if you guys agree with what he's saying. But let's start with you, Travis. Travis, tell me why that is, because I'm not a basketball guy. Tell me why that is you think that there are so many coaches, and the season just ended, but there are so many coaches who are being fired and hired in the NCAA right now.
Well, I think it's, so for most teams, 70, 80% of the teams in the NCAA, their season's done. Yeah, the NCAA's tournament's going on in the NIT, but if you didn't make either one of those, your season's done. It's just like the NFL, right? We have so many coaches that get fired on, what do they call it? Black Monday, right? The day after. So there's just, of course, a more amount of college basketball teams than there are NFL, so they waited until the end of the season. I am surprised with it being a COVID season and everything that has happened in terms of training. Most teams didn't have but 2 or 3 not preseason, but non-conference games to kind of boost up their resume, boost up their win total, schedule, what have you. They kind of went straight into conference play. And that probably didn't help. If they had any type of COVID pause or had any type of COVID issue on their team, they were going to miss games and probably didn't get them made up, so they didn't even get to play a full season. But just like in the NFL, once these seasons are over, coaches are going to get fired, and I am a little surprised at some of them. Some of them, others, I'm not. Coaching, especially in basketball, a lot of it, I think, is a name factor, especially when it comes to hiring. College basketball teams like to hire named coaches if they can, even if they're maybe not be the greatest coaches. One example real quick I'll give you guys is Richard Pitino, not Rick Pitino, Richard Pitino, former now coach of the University of Minnesota, was there for 8 years, made the tournament 2 years out of 8 years, but because he's Rick Paterno's son, he already has a new coaching job. He got fired yesterday, and he's the head coach today. I think that's just what's going on for basketball this year.
Let me get Jason real quick, Irv. I'm going to come to you. Jay, tell him what you told me. I like what you had to say.
Well, I was saying I think just the landscape in college basketball is different now, and the patience is a lot slimmer now because a lot of your guys are one and done guys. So if you get a coach in there, and if in 2 to 3 years, especially in 2 years, he can't produce any results, he's losing half his roster. So what makes you think that he's going to produce better results in the next year's coming when a lot of these guys are one and done? So you're going to see this coaching carousel in college basketball a lot more because they think if you get the right 1 or 2 recruits, you should be able to make the tourney, at least get far enough deep to save your job. You go 2 years, 3 years at the most, and you can't do any of that, they're not going to have any faith in you because you're no longer keeping guys 3 and 4 years that can say, hey, well, you know what? This guy will develop into that guy, so give me 4 years to do this. They're not giving you that time because that guy could be gone at their second year, third year at the worst, but most of these real stars or the best players are gone at the 1 year. So now if you can't get it done in 2, maybe 2.5, they give you the pink slip now. It's time to go. Like, you got to get up out of there.
I agree, but the only problem with that is, I totally agree with what you just said. The problem with that from like a coaching standpoint is, yeah, you got these stars for 1 year. How difficult is it to build team chemistry in 1 year, right? Like, you're bringing in new guys every single year, maybe only 1 player or 2 players, but still on a basketball team that only has 12, 13, 14 guys, that could be a major significant factor if the guy's a starter and is a star and you run your
well,
team.
I think also you got to kill. I mean, and Irvin, when he goes, he'll speak to this probably more than all of us. What you're saying is probably right 20 years ago, but with AAU, most of these kids are playing with guys they never played before with, and play with them on a weekend and jumping in and getting chemistry after 2 practices. So you get a whole offseason with these people. Like, you can't make that excuse as a coach. My AAU team could go in there and get 3 practices and get chemistry. You got a whole offseason with these kids. Like, what's the problem? But I'll let Irv, because Irv has actually been in that circuit, so he can talk to it better than all of us.
Come on, Irv, talk to it.
And another crazy thing that's hurting a lot of players and coaches right now is the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of, and it's crazy because now I'm trying to tell a lot of guys that's coming through high school that come through the rec center that I used to go through, you got to take your recruiting very serious now. Like, you don't know if the coach that's recruiting you is going to stay there because he got a better job. You don't know if coach is going to get fired because you're taking somebody's spot and the player that's ahead of you getting upset and he wants to go in the transfer portal. So you got to take it very seriously. Like, of course, everybody, all the coaches are recruiting you and telling you the one thing: this is the most important decision of your life. We want you to understand that when you come to this school, it's not for sports, it's for what's going on after sports. But in actuality, most of these kids ain't thinking about nothing past the 2-3 years. So it's either I'm playing 1 year and the second year I'm going to the league, or the coach is going to develop me, and if he's not, I'm going to another school. And it's hurting the coaching carousel as well. And just like Travis said, most coaches are just getting picked up just by name. Like, it's a lot of good young coaches out there that doesn't have a big name that's not getting these opportunities, because when they finally do get the opportunity, a guy like, I'm just using that as an example because it didn't really happen, but a guy like Juwan Howard who wants to coach is going to get picked up in Michigan because that's his alma mater. You know what I mean? Or same situation like here, close to here, Juan Dixon, who used to play at Maryland, they fired their coach because Coppin State, where he's at right now, they fired their coach because they found out he was interested in coaching and hired him. So I mean, it's a lot tougher right now for colleges now. And then
kind of like Jerry Stackhouse at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, exactly. Jerry Stackhouse with Vanderbilt. And he got recruits, but it was a certain situation, because I remember Kenyon Martin's son was supposed to go to Vanderbilt, and it was a situation between him and Stackhouse. They didn't agree with one of the guys that's from here transferring to Vanderbilt, so he went straight to the G League and started playing there. So it's a hard, like, and then also I got family that's coaching in college basketball as well, and he tells me every day how tough it is to keep kids around, just because their mental is the next level instead of getting better,
right,
as a person and as a player. And it's a rough business to have is coaching. So I mean, it's not going to get better, but hopefully it does. But it's.
Well, I mean, I think that when you hear this, it gives you a new appreciation for coaches like Phil Jackson, who could do the whole woo-saw thing and the kumbaya and let's all get on the same page and let's all focus on winning and all those types of things. Because if you don't have somebody on whatever level, whether it's NBA, college, whatever, who can make that happen, it's very difficult to win. Especially when, like you said, everybody kind of has this me attitude.
Yes.
I do a little podcast for the Playbook on Thursday nights. And I told kids the other day, it's like, guys, the worst thing you can say to a college coach right now is be talking about yourself all the time. Nobody wants to hear me. Because college coaches hear you saying that, ooh, coach, look at me grind. Look at me do this. Look at me getting ready. Look at me with my trainer, look at me with my massage therapist. Look at me with and they say, you know what? When that kid gets here, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be all about him. It's just gonna be me, my, and we can't have that.
And that's partial, and that's a partial thing that's ruining the game right now. Like, I know when I came up, the main thing that our focus was, we wanted to play as a team. And if somebody was just the best, of course he's going to get a better opportunity. But if a lot of college coaches liked me because the style that I played, I made everybody else better and enjoy the game at another level. Because I was mostly an energy guy, and you can ask Jason too. Like, when we used to go back in school day after games, the first thing they said was, "Why you didn't do that? Like, it would have made y'all better." But I'm thinking in my mind, the way that I helped my team play, we won by like 20, 30. Like, but it's like, that mindset is long gone. Like, when I see some of these trainers picking up cones and throwing balls at them, I'm like, that's not basketball. What are you doing?
Right.
Like, if he can't go up against a guy that's my size, what's a cone going to teach him?
I hear you.
But it's a different mentality now. So now it's the trainer era. Before it was the get beat up to get better era. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, it's not going to get better. I don't think it's going to get better.
Well, Herb, let me say this: if you didn't play like Kyrie plays now, I don't want to hear about your basketball exploit. I'm just going to tell you that I'm on the Kyrie train. Hey, look, me and Jason are on the Kyrie train now. Come on back in here, Jay. Me and Jay on the Kyrie train. Tell him, Jay.
I'll tell you what, one thing I definitely didn't have was this handle. That is, I ain't nowhere near that.
I'm going to tell you, this dude, so this is about a couple of months ago, this man called me. He like, man, I'm up in here trying to get some new shoes, and these shoes looking crazy in here, but I wasn't going to get them because they was some LeBrons, and I ain't going to wear no LeBrons. And then he found out there was some Kyries, and he was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I can get them because they're Kyries. I don't know. Wait, I'm telling you guys, we're on the phone. This ain't like, no, he's not telling me the story. He's in live, like, trying to figure out if he's going to buy these Kyries. I'm on the phone. 2 kids and a wife. I don't know, Jay. They make fight, though. I don't know. Should I get them? Should I get them? I said, Coach, I don't care, man. Get the shoes. It don't matter if you like to play. If the shoes is nice, get the shoes. But I can't be walking around with no Kyries on, man. I don't know. I said, Coach, if you don't get off my phone, either get the shoes or don't get them. I don't give a damn. If you like them, you like them. But Jay, yeah, what, Coach? They tight, though. They real tight. I'm telling you, like, they tight. I said, get the damn shoes in. So, yeah, now he's like, oh, I'm on a Kyrie train now. He all about Kyrie now.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, and I kid you not, Jason telling the truth. I want those shoes so bad because they were by far the best shoes in the house. But I could not get them because they had Kyrie's name on. Now, I'm teasing y'all because I'm still not all into Kyrie like that. He has been playing some good basketball lately.
Yeah.
Because the highlights I saw the other day were crazy. I mean, I like yesterday, I don't know who they played. Oh, it was the Knicks. Here it is right here. He was just showing out. I mean, making people look stupid. Had people falling down.
When he's got half the court all by himself, I would expect him to make that shot, though.
What about that one, Travis? With somebody all in his grill.
That was good. That was a good play, too.
No, it's a crossover he does, and I think this might be it.
Yeah, look at that.
That's not the one I was thinking about. This one he
But
did a
that's one of
crossover and a spin move and went to the basket, and I couldn't believe it.
Dude, it's gonna be fun watching them and the Lakers. I mean, they may as well just stop the season and go ahead and let them play the championship now.
Yeah, it's a problem. And then
It's a real problem.
I'm hearing they're going to pick up somebody else that's coming out on free agency. Like this is a mess, man.
Yeah, it's a real problem, and like I said, it's that's gonna be tough. Travis, what we got? We got 1 minute.
I was about to say maybe the NBA should get salary cap.
Yeah, it's non-existent anymore.
I know. I'm just saying maybe they should bring it back. Make it fair for everybody.
Yeah, everybody but the people out there playing on the court.
Exactly.
So that's why they do it that way, and that's why the NBA is probably the best league of all the leagues right now. Probably the best one. Well, let's talk about Marvin Hagler before we go, guys. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Marvelous Marvin Hagler died the other day. He actually changed his name to make it be Marvelous Marvin Hagler because he went up to a ring announcer one time and said, hey, how come you didn't say my name is Marvelous Marvin Hagler? He said, because that's not your name. He said, okay, it will be from now on. And so he changed his name legally to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. One of the best fighters, guys, back in that era. And we're talking about the era, one of the best eras in boxing. When you had guys like Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns. I mean, it was just a wonderful time in boxing, seeing all of these guys, and eventually they had to all fight each other, and it was great. Hagler ended his career after losing to Sugar Ray Leonard because he felt like they had that nobody liked him, and Sugar Ray was a lot more spicy than he was and everything else, and so he felt like they robbed him of that bout with Sugar Ray, and so after that he wouldn't fight anymore. And they said he was offered tens and 20s of millions of dollars to fight, but he was a very principled man, and he said, "Nope, I'm never gonna fight again," and he never fought again after that bout because he felt like the boxing world didn't appreciate him and didn't do him right. Now, don't feel bad. I mean, he was well compensated. I'm sure he died a very rich man because he made a lot of money in boxing, and he made a lot of money after boxing by signing autographs and doing all that kind of stuff and being on shows and things of that nature. But I was surprised to hear that story about him not fighting again. But like I said, it was a shock to me. I'm about to be 55 years old this year. They said he died at, I think, 66.
Yeah.
So and that was again, Muhammad Ali, although he did not live in the best way because a lot of his Parkinson's and all that, but to have him live as long as he did, and then to hear about this guy dying at 66 was just really, I don't know, really bothersome to me to know that a guy who was that fit and who was that strong and powerful and everything else in his prime is now gone, and it's just way too soon for me. Because like I said, I was a big Hagler fan. I like to watch Hagler fight because he's out of Philadelphia, and Hagler was going to give you everything he got. That fight with Thomas Hearns was brutal. I mean, they say it was by far the most brutal first round ever in boxing. And then after that round, Hagler couldn't even answer not Hagler, I'm sorry, Thomas Hearns couldn't even hardly answer the bell for round two. And I think he went down in the second round, or they wouldn't let him come out for the third round or something like that, because it was just that big of a brutal fight between two middleweights. That was the middleweight. I think, am I right, Irv? I think it was middleweights.
It was middleweight.
They were. So anyway, we're gonna miss Marvin Hagler, and I'll miss not being able to see him kind of talk about the good old days when he'd be in his 80s or something, and he got all these other punks running around here, and got European heavyweight champions these days and things of that nature. So anyway, folks, I guess it's time for us to get out of here. We want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Mr. Miss Peavy, Mr. Miss Hood, Tom, always in the building. Tom, we appreciate you. Mo Goody stopped by to say hello. So many other people. If I'm not saying your name, it's not because Miss Ham. I know Miss Ham was on here, so let me definitely say Miss Ham. Mr. Butler on here. I'm just trying to scan real quick, see if I missed anybody.
My cousins were on here. Also,
Keisha.
Keisha was on here.
Okay.
Keisha,
My
keep your
barber
ass
was
off
on
my show.
here.
Keisha, keep your ass off my show if you're gonna be talking shit. Tell you that right now. I'm not putting up no stuff.
My homeboy John, whose birthday was about a couple of days ago, was in me and Travis's fantasy football group. He was on here too. So shout out to John.
Happy birthday, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, I think that's about all I see. But guys, we love all you guys. We appreciate you guys being on here. We'll be back again next week doing what we do. Y'all have a good week. Have a blessed week. Tune in to some of Jason's stuff on Head Cannon Circus. I love the stuff he does with his daughter, his movie reviews, the parking lot movie reviews. Jason, just Jason. I mean, Jason is gonna be Jason. But his daughter is priceless with her reviews. Like I said, don't tune in to watch Jason. Right. It's just gonna be Jason.
Yo, he right. I ain't gonna lie. She keep it 100. Yep. She be like, I don't care about none of that. It's the only part I like. She said, I'm not paying $30 for Ray and the Dragon.
I don't know which one you did last time, but you said something. You were like, well, I kind of thought this and this. She said, I didn't like it. I wanted to see more action.
Yeah. Ray and the Dragon. Ray and the Last Dragon. She shredded that movie. So yeah, check it out. I appreciate it.
Ooh. Yeah. So anyway, but we appreciate you guys. We'll see you all next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip. Remember to do the bracket challenge on ESPN.
And we didn't have to take Travis off the screen this week, so good job.
I know. Good job, Travis.
Yay.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all.
Peace. All right, guys.
This is a Head Cannon Circus production.